Greetings to all in the House. I rise today on behalf of Umkhonto Wesizwe Party to move this motion of censure against the Minister of Finance in terms of Rule 124(6)(b). Let me be abundantly clear. This motion is not about the mishandling of a budget. It is about the betrayal of public trust and the constitutional dereliction of duty by a minister who failed spectacularly in the single most important task of his portfolio, to table a credible, lawful, and transparent budget. Why is this complicated? Honorable members, this year began with fiscal chaos. For the first time in the dawn of democracy, the tabling of national budget was postponed, not due to a national disaster, not due to war, but due to executive disarray. This is unprecedented. It plunged the country into uncertainty, rattled confidence in our economy, and left provinces, departments, and municipalities without guidance. Then when the budget finally limped its way through to Parliament, what did we receive? A shameless attempt to hike VAT under cover of crisis. A 0.5 percentage point increase that may look modest on paper, but in reality, it was an effective 3.3% increase. A cold and calculated cruel blow to the poor, to pensioners buying bread, to single mothers buying school shoes, to unemployed youth scraping together coins for transport. This was not just a bad policy. It was fiscal violence inflicted by those too cowardly to tax the wealthy, too compromised to close corporate loopholes, and too lazy to pursue genuine developmental alternatives. And here, House Chair, allow me to state the truth that is plain to the people, but feared in the corridors of power. Were it not for the rise of the MK party, the African National Congress would today still hold a majority. And if that were the case, VAT would have already risen to 17% as we speak. No court would have changed that. Like no court changed the hike from 14 to 15% VAT when Mr. Ramaphosa took office in 2018. We must all remember they climbed down from the satanic 2 percentage point increase. It is thanks to the historic blow delivered to the ANC by the MK party. Fact. The cruel engine of unchecked austerity was halted. The cavalier approach to passing bills was terminated. The MK party did not just remove a majority, it removed a blank check for neoliberal cruelty. It removed arrogance. House Chair, the MK party, we made a disgusting observation in the House when the VAT hike was first pushed through fiscal framework. We witnessed scenes of jubilation in the ANC benches and their fellow travelers. They clapped, they cheered, they celebrated what they thought was a clever victory. Thank God it turned out to be hollow, narrow, and short-lived triumph of treasury orthodoxy over human need. The devil didn't succeed. Honorable members, what kind of party celebrates taxing the poor while refusing to touch the obscene profits of mining houses, banks, and monopolies? What kind of government smuggles in anti-poor policy under cover of confusion and then pats itself on the back? That moment of celebration was a moment of shame. The people were watching, and the people will remember this in 2026 local government elections. We're not simply dealing with policy misjudgment here. We're dealing with a collapse of fiscal and moral leadership. The minister's conduct in this process, the delays, the secretive U-turns, the lack of accountability all point to someone unfit to inspire confidence, unfit to lead public purse, unfit to claim legitimacy without scrutiny. We have lost confidence in Minister Godongwana. This parliament is the watchdog of the Constitution. We must not sit silently while the executive, and in particular the National Treasury, begins to act as if parliament is an inconvenience rather than an equal branch of governance. I therefore move that this House, number one, notes with grave concern that the Minister of Finance mishandled the national budget process, undermining the integrity, credibility, and constitutional responsibilities of fiscal governance. Secondly, further notes that this mishandling included the unprecedented postponement of the budget, creating fiscal uncertainty and public trust. Thirdly, acknowledge that the delayed fiscal framework included a deeply regressive VAT hike, abandoned only after Parliament already adopted it. Fourthly, observes with dismay that this hike was met with celebration by the ANC caucus and its fellow travelers, despite the pain it promised to inflict on the most vulnerable. Fifthly, affirms that if the ANC still had its majority, this VAT increase would have passed unopposed, and credits the sound intervention of the people, including the rise of the MK party, for breaking the back of the arrogant and anti-poor governance led by the ANC. Sixthly, assess that these events constitute a failure of leadership, a violation of constitutional principles, and a breach of public confidence. Finally, the House should censure the Minister of Finance, Minister Kodongwane, for his mishandling of the budget process, and we call on this House to affirm its commitment to transparent oversight that is pro-poor and to end this unaccountable executive rule. I submit. Thank you, Chair.